Hey everybody, so today I'm going to be doing assignment video number 2. So I'm going to be discussing 3 different concepts that I found interesting from chapter 4, and chapter 4 is perception and what you see. So a little bit on perception is that when you're communicating with someone, there can be times where you misinterpret or there's a little bit of miscommunication in what you're talking about. And so in chapter 4 we go over a lot of ways and different methods and different things that we can do so that we can communicate a lot more effectively, efficiently, and not have so many misunderstandings and miscommunications and such. So one concept that I found was very interesting is perception checking, which is on 4.4 and 4.4a. So with perception checking, you basically just have a description of the behavior itself, 2 different possible interpretations of that behavior, and then you ask for some clarification on that behavior. So like that would be like me going to my friend and we're talking and then they say something and I'm like, whoa, okay, wait, so when you say this, do you mean this or do you mean this? I just want to make sure that I'm understanding what you're trying to say correctly. And then they would either tell me one was right or the other was right, or maybe neither are right or both are right, and then they would just provide some clarification. And you do this so that there aren't any misunderstandings, and you don't want to assume to know what they're saying, because if you do that and then you respond to them and it's wrong, there's a possibility of offending that other person or causing even more understandings. So it's just better to ask for clarification if you need it. And with doing this, there's less confusion and you have a better understanding of that person themselves, and you could actually have a better understanding of the perception of that person, and having an all-around better knowledge of this person. So the second concept that I wanted to talk about is empathy, which is on 4.5a. So I think that empathy is an integral part of communicating with other people, because you're going to need to use empathy in all kinds of situations in your daily life. Whether you're talking to your boss, your friends, family, strangers, being able to show empathy and putting yourself in another person's shoes and understanding why people do the things that they do and why they behave the way they behave is an important thing to know. Even author Daniel Goleman from the book says that he believes cultivating a natural tendency towards empathy is the essence of social intelligence. And to show empathy is to be able to recreate another person's perspective and see the world from their point of view. And with doing that, you set aside your own opinions to understand other people's. And you get to understand more of what they're feeling and their emotions, and you just show a genuine concern for their well-being and for the welfare of that person. In doing all this, you're able to more effectively communicate with other people, and because you understand a little bit more of their situation and what's going on with them. And knowing all that, you're able to understand and communicate to them in a way that is easier for both parties to interpret, and there's less misinterpretations and less miscommunications. Yeah. So but yeah, and then the third concept that I wanted to talk about is the pillow method, which is on 4.5b. So the pillow method was described by writer Paul Reps, and it was actually developed by a group of Japanese school children. So the name the pillow method comes from the fact that a problem has 4 sides and a middle, just like a pillow. Yeah. And I think this is very interesting because you look at all sides of the problem and then draw a conclusion from there. So even though you start off having your own opinion, there's always a possibility that by the end of it, your opinion can change because you finally get to see it from the other perspectives and other points of views. And once you look at all sides and you understand all of the different sides of the issue and why they are the way they are, then you just have a better comprehension of the behavior itself. And even if your opinions differ from that person's, just being able to comprehend why they think the way that they do and why they're behaving that way, it just lessens a lot of issues and lessens a lot of misunderstandings. And a lot of times you use this for more complex and serious issues than you would if you were using perception checking, because there are just too many issues that are a lot more complicated than a simple, having two interpretations. Is this one right or is this one right? There are a lot more complicated issues than that. I've even tried incorporating that in my daily life, like trying to use the pillow method and perception checking or with friends and family to gain a better understanding and a better perception of them as people, rather than just based on what I know already. Just trying to understand it from another person's point of view and get in their shoes could change how you perceive them entirely as a person. All right. Thanks, guys. Bye.